Alright, so I just saw Spider-Man No Way Home. As I'm recording this, it's December 18, 2021, and this is going to be a spoiler review, just me kind of reviewing some of my favorite parts and things like that. So, like I said, spoiler warning, in case you haven't seen it. So, first of all, so much fucking hype going for this movie. When I was buying tickets for Endgame, for example, I didn't even have a problem finding tickets. I got them right at midnight, like typical. Like I always do, wait for them, buy them, got them fine. This movie didn't work. So much hype for this fucking movie, way more than Endgame, in terms of ticket sales. It's super difficult for me to get even any of the tickets. Stayed up till midnight, day before. Doesn't matter, website crashed, Cineplex crashed, and nothing was able to buy it. Not able to buy any tickets there. Nothing was able for me to purchase. Site went fucking low, nothing. Stayed up late on a work night. Fell shit the next day. Couldn't even get it. I was, trying throughout the whole fucking next day to get it. Somehow squeaked by. Got 10 tickets for me and a bunch of my friends. And we got almost the whole row. Super fucking sick. Everyone wanted to go. Super fun time. I fucking love Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire though, my day one. I wasn't sure. I tried to avoid all the spoilers, but going in, so I wasn't sure if they would be there. I had a feeling though that they would be in there, and I'd be a little disappointed if they weren't. But I'm really happy that they fucking were there. But I'll get into that in a bit. So, dying to see this movie. Couldn't wait for it. I know a lot of my friends too that came are huge fans as well. So, first of all, the whole time I'm watching the movie, most of the time I have a fucking smile on my face most of the time. Never in my entire life, like, would I ever thought I'd be sitting there watching this movie on the screen. That's what was going through my head the entire time, is what world do we live in where this exists? There are fucking 3 Spider-Men. The fucking OG Tobey Maguire is there too. What world do we live in where this is fucking happening right now? And that's exactly what I was thinking the whole time. Huge smile on my face. Just completely shocked and could not believe what I was seeing. I kept saying that to myself. Honestly, even out loud, actually. I'm pretty sure my girlfriend beside me fucking, wanted to smack me to be quiet. But most of the time, I'm just thinking to myself, saying like, what the fuck? How is this even real? I was so just mind blown. Such a fun time. Just never thought I'd be seeing this, or that this could ever even exist. When Endgame happened, I'm like, this is the pinnacle of Marvel, and it's true, it is huge. What else are they gonna do? I remember thinking, and they fucking blew me out of the water with this one. This is what they can do. Fucking bring in multiverses and bring in alternate Spider-Mans, old school Spider-Man. This is like game changing. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do next, but so in terms of what I'm going to be reviewing in here, it's going to be kind of all over the place. I'm just super excited about it. So another thing I liked about the movie, in my opinion, this is the perfect. This is what a Spider-Man movie is supposed to be. This is a perfect Spider-Man movie. Nothing is going his way here. In terms of Spider-Man movie, in terms of sacrifice, as well. Always kind of taking the L just because it's the right thing to do, and that's what Peter Parker is in my opinion. That's what Spider-Man is in my opinion. Despite he constantly gets punished for doing the right thing, but he still does it anyway. Biggest thing, obviously, biggest example of this huge move at the end is with Doctor Strange agreeing make everyone forget about who he is. Huge example of Peter Parker right there being the hero that he is. And honestly, super heavy, watching it too, him seeing Ned and walking past him, and at the end, seeing MJ there, and she doesn't even know who he is, and he's just, you see the pain in his eyes, and he knew that he had to do this. And now that Aunt May is dead as well, there's literally no one that knows him. He's alone. And I know I'm talking at the end right now, but also at the end when he's going through all that, and he goes to his Aunt May grave and everything, and Happy's there. Despite no one knowing him and him taking this huge sacrifice for the sake of the universe, what does he do at the end? He fucking keeps swinging. He fucking just swings and does his thing anyways, because it's the right thing to do. With great power comes great responsibility. Also, speaking of that, when fucking Toby was there and he finished Tom's sentence as Tom was saying it, instant fucking chills right there. Fucking tearing up, man. Fucking like, I'm like, is this real? This is what I was saying before. Like, is this real? How it's happening? I never thought I'd ever see this shit again. And they fucking nailed it. Toby fucking, and you see he looks a little bit more older now. Obviously he's aged, but like he's saying this and he's finishing off a young Tom Holland sentence, like with great power, fucking powerful quote. Loved that part. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Another thing, very Spider-Man, the perfect Spider-Man movie is, despite all the shit that he went through, all the shit hitting the fan, all the L's that he takes, right? He goes to great lengths to cure them, to cure the villains, and doing the right thing, right? To cure them, he's fighting Doctor Strange off, even proving him wrong, even beating fate, as Doctor Strange would say. This is fate that they die. He proved him wrong. But doing the right thing and saving villains from alternate universes, he pays the price and Aunt May dies. Right? Classic Peter always gets punished for doing the right thing, but still does the right thing anyways. So another thing that I have in my notes here, when MJ is fucking falling, right? And Andrew Garfield swings in and fucking catches her, and he's fucking holding her, and he's fucking crying, because obviously with Gwen Stacy and everything like that, you know, and MJ's like weirded out by this guy. Why is he crying? But like me, us audience knowing that, fucking brought tears to my eyes as well. Fucking finally being able, he knows what he went through and how horrible it was to lose Gwen, and what that did to him emotionally, psychologically, and he's using his power, a second chance for him to prevent this from happening to an alternative version of himself, and he does it and he succeeds. I think that's what he needed, and it's absolutely incredible. Loved it. One thing, there are two things that I was kind of disappointed by. Only two things, despite everything that I'm saying that I fucking love about this movie. One thing is more minor than the other. So one thing is, I think that the introductions to both Spider-Men, specifically more so Tobey, honestly, because I love Tobey, were a little underwhelming. I think that they should have been, you know, more grand of an entrance, especially for a reveal or a surprise as big as what this is, alternate Spider-Mans. I think that should have been more grand, more epic, some sort of like save, rather than like, you know, we see the Andrew Garfield, which was a surprise seeing Andrew Garfield, because like, but when I saw him I knew it, but then doing the same thing for Andrew Garfield, but it's Tobey Maguire, I don't know, I think like they kind of undercut that. That could have been a huge epic moment, a huge save or something like that. Triumphant music, like the old school music that they used from Tobey Maguire. They did use that when he was fighting Sandman in the end at the Statue of Liberty. Some sort of like, I don't know, that's something that I wanted to see. I wanted to see some sort of epic save or something of that epic entrance from at least Tobey. I was really hoping to see that. That was like probably my biggest disappointment, I'd say, with the movie. Not that big of a deal, like in the grand scheme of things with everything, but like, I don't know, I kind of was hoping for a little bit more there. The second thing that was a little bit, and especially, actually, hold on, especially considering the entrances of the villains. The villains' entrances were fucking sick. Doc Ock was very grand, fucking the Goblin with the grenade and fucking doing shit, like, you know, Electro, right, when he comes and he fucking gets this arc reactor, fucking sidetracked, but he gets that fucking arc reactor. I was like, holy shit, man, this is fucking, that's fucking endless fucking power for him. Perfect match. But anyways, the villains have these grand fucking entrances, right? And then I found like the Spider-Man ones are just kind of like underwhelming. Like, it's sick that they're there, right? The surprise is great in and of itself. But it should have been more grand, I think. I think. Another minor grievance, but not as big as the one I just stated about the entrances for Spider-Man, is, you know, when all three of them meet for the first time, they're talking on like the building of the high school, I think it is, and talking about how Toby's saying how when he got revenge for the guy who killed Uncle Ben, it didn't do anything, right? So he's kind of setting up this revenge, this forgiveness theme or arc that Tom Holland goes through. When he picks up the glider at the end of the movie, Tom Holland, and he's about to fucking stab Green Goblin, Toby goes there and saves it, which I'm like, fuck yeah, perfect. He's doing the right thing totally. But I think a big missed opportunity would have been that when he's holding it, right, in Spider-Man 3, what happens is there's a part where Aunt May talks about revenge and talks about how when Uncle Ben, I can't remember exactly, but something about along the lines of Uncle Ben would not want us living like a moment of our lives with revenge in our hearts. It's like a poison. And she goes on this like spiel that's like fucking like so sick and so epic and like,
Aunt May, he killed Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben meant the world to us, but he wouldn't want us living 1 second with revenge in our hearts. It's like a poison. It can take you over. Before you know it, turn us into something ugly.
I wish like he would have recited that, like that lesson. I think he would have. I wish he would have done that. It's like a poison that consumes you. It was something along those lines, that like the line that Aunt May said. And I really wish that he had said that. I think that would have been an epic like thing for him to say, especially because Tobey Maguire is the more experienced, more veteran Spider-Man. I think it makes sense that he teaches, the younger, more amateurish version of Spider-Man. I think that was a huge missed opportunity. I would have liked it, right? But that's not as big of a deal. That just would have been fucking cool, in my opinion. Probably would have cried, as if I wasn't crying enough in this movie. So that's that. Funny thing, so obviously I love that their banter between the Spider-Man. No, you're amazing. You're actually amazing. Obviously hinting to the Amazing Spider-Man. They're talking about the webs and the organic webs. I like that as well too. I really like. Oh, you're from the Avengers? Oh my god! And he's like, who are they? So like stupid things like that. Like I fucking love the banter between all the Spider-Men, all the Peter Parkers. That was amazing. And then after they did when they were like, each concocting cures for the villains, Ned says something along the lines of like, he calls, oh hey Peter, and then after they're all like doing the pointing, like the meme. I knew they would do that. I was hoping they would do that actually, but I'm glad that they did. They're like, which one? Me, Peter? This one, that was funny. Also, when they're saying I'm Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 3, and then they joked that like Andrew Garfield is Peter 3 because obviously like least favorite of the fans. Funny as well. And probably one of like the sickest moments as well is when I just couldn't fathom what the fuck I'm seeing right now is at the Statue of Liberty scene where like they're all swinging together and like they're like one's throwing the other one and like they're being more cohesive as a team and they're swinging together on one screen and I'm like, what am I watching right now? How is this even fucking real? Like I don't fucking how is this real? How is this fucking real? Anyways, I fucking love this movie. 9.5 out of 10. Incredible. Absolutely fucking incredible.